Don Danny, Electri Ninja here, and welcome back to Electri Ninja's lab. Lost my ear. Anyways, guys, welcome back to Electri Ninja's lab. In today's video, we are of course going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts 4, which, yes, it has been announced, and I don't know how to feel about it. Oh boy. I kind of wanted to make this video back when we got the trailer, but at the same time, it's like, there's a lot to think about when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 4, and I don't really know how to feel about it. The game, let me be clear, the game looks amazing, and I'm 100% gonna be on board with playing it, but at the same time, it's like, that's a weird transition, going from mostly cartoony to really close to live action. A lot closer to the Final Fantasy type feel. That it's just, what where did this come from? And yeah, and I also want to talk a little bit about for the talks. Okay, let's actually get into that. Let's get the elephant out of the room right now. Star Wars being in Kingdom Hearts 4. I know that everyone is like looking at that scene that was in the trailer and saying, "It's Star Wars! It's Star Wars! Let's talk about it!" And I want people to have reasonable expectations. Unless they specifically say Star Wars is in Kingdom Hearts 4, please do not necessarily expect that. Seriously. That scene could be almost anything. That metal plate could be a bunker for all we know. We don't know what it is. And I understand that people are excited and they want to talk and they want to have theories about what they're going to be doing with Star Wars. But please lower your expectations, because we cannot expect that a series that has that was not originally owned by Disney is necessarily going to make it into Kingdom Hearts. Yes, Big Hero 6 exists. Yes, other series exist. And I could go over a lot of series that have been in Kingdom Hearts. But at the same time, you need to understand that Star Wars is in a weird category. One of the reasons why I've been thinking for a long time that Kingdom Hearts would never get into Star Wars would never get into Kingdom Hearts is because of the fact that Star Wars isn't the same. While a lot of these other series take place in one world, Star Wars is all over the place. Not a single movie in the entirety of the series has ever taken place on one planet throughout the entirety of the movie. And the way that Kingdom Hearts works is that if they are going to be on a planet, if they are going to go to a world, it is going to be the entirety of a movie. And while, yes, freaking 6 is the closest to that, remember, there are at least 3 planets. Well, 3, quote-unquote, with Tatooine, the Death Star, and Endor. Not to mention all of the other spaceships that are in that movie. And not to mention also Dagobah is there. And I understand that a lot of you guys want there to be something really cool there. Understand that doing something like that is honestly going to detract from another Star Wars property that is coming. There is a plan to make at least what I've heard, there is a plan to make an open world Star Wars game that is going to allow you to go to several different worlds. And that sounds amazing, but if you take that concept and put it into Kingdom Hearts, which, let's be honest, they're going to try and make a somewhat open world, because they did that with 3, and they're going to probably continue to do it for 4. Probably bigger worlds, because it's going to be on the 5. But the point still remains that doing that is extremely You need to be cautious. That is the point that I'm trying to get across. Don't necessarily expect it to be that. And also, another factor is, like, if they're going to do Star Wars, Endor is not the best option. Like, there is so much that is happening on Endor, and Endor, we only see, like, a very small part of it. For example, just as an example, in the Lego Star Wars game, the recent one that came out, you only are ever in the Ewok village, with a little bit going to a few of the other locations, and in most of the, in pretty much all of the Lego Star Wars games that feature Endor, you're just going to the base, the major base of the world, and that the Empire has set up. And you don't, the point still remains that the series, just doing all of that is something that you really gotta be cautious about. If you're going to have a Star Wars world like that, you gotta be careful. You gotta look at the actual possibilities here, and don't just jump to conclusions. Kingdom Hearts, while it could do something with Star Wars, I don't necessarily think that it's the best option. And taking from Endor, while it's one of the most popular, well-made movies, and one of the most popular points of the series, it doesn't really work as well for Kingdom Hearts. And putting the ending just really bothers me. Now, that actually brings us to the next point, though. What exactly do I expect from this Kingdom Hearts game? And that is actually why I think Star Wars could be a possibility, and why Endor actually does make a little bit of sense. Endor is the one place throughout the series that we see the most dead people. Remember that in Star Wars episode 6, we get to see all 3 of the Force Ghosts that exist throughout the series. You're able to have Yoda, you're able to have Obi-Wan, and Darth Vader, or Anakin, I guess. But you're not necessarily seeing all of these characters all at the same time. And you need to understand that that is what's going on here. That is what could actually happen here. Teaming up with the dead, that is the thing that I see as happening. One of the major points that we've kind of gotten in our idea is that while this is the world of unreality, what it actually is it's a world of the dead. Pretty much every single character that we have seen thus far that is going to be in this world is dead. Frickin' Strelitzia, she is dead. Period. Not like, oh, she's passed on or whatever. No, she is dead. And I want to bring up the idea of what we were already seeing with Yozora and all that stuff. I think that what they're trying to get across is that Yozora and his love, and pretty much everyone that was involved with that, they are dead. They died back sometime probably during the Keyblade Wars, my guess. And the reason I bring this up is because in the actual ending of Final Fantasy 15, Noctis and Lunafreya are dead by the end of it. I know that is a bit of a spoiler, but that is the canonical ending. While there is another ending, thanks to the Ignis stuff, canonically speaking, Noctis is dead, as is Lunafreya. Now, yes, they do live if you with the special ending for Ignis's stuff, but that's not the canonical ending. Which means that if they are supposed to be the versions of Noctis and Lunafreya for Kingdom Hearts, which it's kind of implied that they are, because Nomura worked on Final Fantasy 15 and is a little bit mad because he was kicked off of the project. What the idea of them dying and being there that it makes so much more sense. That's why we're dealing with them. And a lot of other characters are dead throughout this series, which leads me to think, oh, that's what we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with characters in all of these different worlds are going to be the dead versions. And one of the reasons why I think that they chose to go with the live action-ish degree is because every single world is going to be, well, maybe not every single world, but a good majority of the worlds that we're going to be seeing in Kingdom Hearts 4 are going to be the live action adaptations of these movies. Are we going to see the new Aladdin? Possibly. Are we going to be seeing the new Lion King? Possibly. Are we going to be seeing all of these other movies that are live action adaptations of these old Disney movies? It is such a possibility. It's one of the things that I've been kind of thinking around in my brain for, like, ever. What exactly is the plan going forward? Are they going to be doing stuff with that? And one of the reasons why I'm really hoping for Lion King to be in there is because if they get to do that, we get to play as Lion Sora once again, and I'm hoping that Mufasa is your ally there. But not only Mufasa being your ally because he's dead, but also frickin' Red 13. I've been saying for, like, ever, I want to see Red 13 in Kingdom Hearts. Like I said, I've been saying that for a long time, and Red 13 is my favorite Final Fantasy VII character, but also another factor that comes to mind is what if this is where we get to see all of the 9 characters? And other 7 characters, the 7 characters that we haven't seen yet. All of these other Final Fantasy characters that we haven't seen because they are in the world that is literally supposed to be the dead world. That is how we get to see all of these other Final Fantasy characters that many of us have been wanting to see. Seriously, I don't know of a Final Fantasy IX fan who doesn't want to see Zidane and Dagger, or I even think like Quana is probably in there as well, and Eiko, and all of these other characters. And while yes, some of them are not as popular as others, it would be amazing to get to see all these characters being in Final Fantasy, or in Kingdom Hearts, once again, in new, better degrees, other than the fact that they were in the frickin' Dissidia games. But Dissidia doesn't count because it's out there. We don't care. Go away, Dissidia. Sorry, I don't like Dissidia. But the point still remains that if we are going to be going into the world of the dead, getting to see all of these characters that have died in their specific movies, it would be insane, and Sora has to work with them. It would be to a degree that we haven't really seen before. And also another factor is that we don't know if Sora's going to have any constant allies. Well, yes, it would make sense to me at least if Strelitzia and Yozora are his main allies. It's not 100%. And based on the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, I'm actually thinking that Yozora and Riku are going to be teaming up. So there's that. But also another factor is that I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to probably be biting off a lot more than it can chew. Because from what we've seen, I'm pretty sure that we are going to still be having some stuff in the in reality. Specifically, I think that Donald and Goofy are going to be going to Olympus Coliseum. I actually think that Kairi is going to have quite a bit more playtime, please. As well as possibly a lot more of the other teams. I think that we might be seeing more from Roxas, Xion, and Axel. Or Lee, sorry. And we might also get to see more from the Twilight Trio and all of these other trios that have been a part of this series. I would love to see more from Ven, Terra, and Aqua, especially because they've kind of hinted that that is going to be an important aspect because Chirithy is there, and also the factor that there's a lot of stuff that's kind of up in the air. Like, why have we been getting so much information about the Key Saga? Because there is a lot with dealing with the Key Saga and the stuff in between. With Missing Link being that kind of key that or that bridge that connects the Key Saga to the current day saga, that is going to be a huge deal, and we're going to see so much in there. Or rather, I think what it actually is like the connection between Key and Dark Road. But there's a lot in there that's really freaking challenging to deal with. But the point still remains that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to have a lot to deal with. Now, as for one last thing before I sign off, is when do I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be releasing? I have no idea, but don't expect it this year. It is not going to be releasing in 2022. Period. If we are going to be getting a game in 2022 as an actual wide release, it is going to be Missing Link. While yes, Dark Road is around the corner to completing, I don't think that it's going to be the main game that they're going to be having for 2022. Instead, I think it's going to be Missing Link that is going to be releasing probably late 2022 is my guess, because they're doing the closed beta or whatever soon. So that's that. And then sometime either late 2023 or early 2024 is my guess at when we're going to be getting Kingdom Hearts 4. I still don't think that, though. I think that there is even more of a possibility that Kingdom Hearts 4 will be releasing late 2024, because, well, it looks really good. That's on the Unreal Engine 4, not the Unreal Engine 5, which it's actually going to be releasing with, which that they're actually doing the majority of the stuff with. And that's another aspect that I want to bring up, is that even if they have been working with the Unreal Engine 4 for Kingdom Hearts 4 since Kingdom Hearts 3 started, they've probably transitioned. The transition from Unreal Engine 4 to 5 is way easier than what they had to the Unreal Engine 5 or to the Unreal Engine 4. So more than likely, they started with Unreal Engine 4, got quite a lot done, and are now transitioning it all into Unreal Engine 5, what they have, and then they're going to continue their work and hopefully get everything done. My guess is by the end of the year, actually. So, well, not the end of this year, but maybe 2023. Honestly, I have no idea. More than likely, the game testing is probably already started, actually, with like the simple stuff. More than likely, I actually think that they've already completed a few worlds. But also another factor that I want to bring up: don't expect any trailers. Like, seriously, don't expect a ton of trailers for Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm hoping that they learn their lesson with Kingdom Hearts 3 and are not going to be giving us as many trailers, because holy crap, we dissected those to death. And a lot of people are still saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad, which I don't understand. Kingdom Hearts 3 was good, people. It was really good. And also another factor, I want to know, to all of you guys who have watched to the end of this video, did you actually think that Kingdom Hearts 3's all of its story was at the end? Because seriously, Sora was developing throughout all of the movie, or throughout all of the series, or throughout all of the game. Because, like, each world, he's learning more about himself and learning more about Roxas and all of this stuff. Why did a lot of people, so many people are saying that the end was where all of the story was. I don't think so. I seriously am saying that, like, throughout the game, he was learning all of these things, and they all add up to become the entirety of the game. I don't know why people think that it was just that last bit, but that's just me. Anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below, and of course, if you did enjoy this video, if you haven't yet, sorry, please subscribe and ring that notification bell if you haven't, like I said. And if you want to support the channel even more, then head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways you can support us financially. But anyways, guys, I have been Electri Ninja, and I will see you next time. May your heart be your life. Wow, I couldn't even say it. May your heart be your guiding key. But on.